And a very good evening to all my viewers out there. It is right now Tuesday, November 26, 2019. It's approximately 10:05 p.m. And we're here in Hochelaga outside the Prefontaine metro station on the Green Line. And I'm going to do a little walking video around this part of Hochelaga, check out some of the streets in this area. But before I do that, I want to show you one of the most fascinating metro stations, at least in terms of the exterior. This is a really beautiful design here. I'll zoom out for a minute to show you. Kind of has this honeycomb look to it, but check this out. You can see right down. There's the escalators, and I don't know if you can see the track from here. I don't think so. But like I said, very interesting view. You can see right inside the metro station. And you know, if we had the ability to go on the roof, that would be really interesting because there's skylights as well. And yeah, there it is. There's a nice view down there. Nice metro logo. I'll zoom in. Nice little metro logo there. So yeah, again, this is the Prefontaine metro station here in Hochelaga. Kind of the eastern half of Montreal, at least where it starts to turn into the eastern half. So we'll walk around a bit here. Check out, maybe we'll walk down, what street is this? This is fittingly Hochelaga Street that we're going to go on. And we'll do a little walk eastward on Hochelaga. And a very, very beautiful, warm November night tonight. And it's so warm, unfortunately, it's causing a lot of smog in the city. And yeah, the air quality is not the greatest tonight, but you know, I guess that's the price to pay for a mild late November evening. So we'll cross here, like I said, head west. And in the south direction, you can see it goes downhill. And in the north, it kind of goes uphill. Try to clean my lens here a minute. And again, you know, yeah, there we go. It's a bit better. And again, you know, sometimes the lens gets easily dirtied. You know, you have to clean it from time to time. So again, this is Hochelaga de Maisonneuve, one of the neighborhoods in Montreal that had a lot of, I guess you could say, crime back in the heyday. A lot of, I guess it was the biker gangs that were around this area. Hochelaga was known for that. Nowadays, I think it's getting a little bit better, but you know, still known as one of the more dangerous neighborhoods. But it's also a very interesting neighborhood in terms of architecture, old buildings, businesses, that sort of thing. And of course, a lot of train tracks cut through here as well. A lot of rail lines. And we're kind of elevated, so like I said, if you were to continue south, you'd eventually get to Notre Dame Street. And just north of where I am now is Sherbrooke Street. And maybe we'll get a train passing, who knows. I think I hear a train. And if you go to Sherbrooke Street, I think it is, yeah, just north of here, I think it's on Sherbrooke, there's a beautiful overpass that overlooks the train tracks, and if you're into rail fanning, it's definitely a place worth checking out. Yeah, so you can see a lot of smog in the air tonight, a lot of haze. Definitely hear a train somewhere. Car dealership here. And by the way, 950 plus subscribers now. I'm about 50 subscribers away from 1,000. And I'd like to thank all my new subscribers and old subscribers for your continuous support, watching my videos, commenting, giving me suggestions, questions, stories, feedback. And you can tell this bridge here is quite old just by looking at it. And you can see a lot of water infiltration going on here. This is your traditional old tunnel that you see in Montreal all over. Graffiti and you know, pieces of concrete falling. So now we are coming up to, what is this? Florian Street, Florian. Oh, some nice old tow trucks over here. Maybe we'll cross over. Yeah, look at that. Across the street from me. Looks like quite a few old vehicles here. Look at these old pickups here as well. Looks like a scrap or some kind of car repair shop. And there's a Shell oil truck, probably delivering heating oil. Yeah, so take a look down there. I was gonna cross, but not so safe right here, you know, but some old tow trucks there. Some heavy equipment. So in this part of Hochelaga, it's mostly a mix of you know, commercial, a little bit of industrial, and some residential as well. As we come up to, what street is this here? Trying to read the signs. Wertel Street. And I'll just pause the video here, wait for the light to change. Alrighty, good to go. There's a nice little mural on the side here. Check that out. Oh, some kind of music studio or something in there. Look at these old doorways here. You can tell this old staircase, definitely an old style. And I just realized the brightness on my screen wasn't the maximum, so I wasn't able to judge how bright or dark the video was, so this is much better now. Just put the brightness on my screen up a notch. And again, you know, when you're watching nighttime videos, it's always best to have your screen at higher brightness than, you know, watching a daytime video. Brings out more of the details. Here's what is this? Motorcycle scooter shop. So what we'll do, the next corner here, we'll cross onto the other side. Now you can see now there's some condensation forming on the vehicles and objects, which means it's I think it means it's quite mild, but there's a lot of moisture in the air. Mild, but not obviously like summer, but definitely for this time of year. I think it's about 2, 3, 4, 5 degrees right now. And this is Hogan Street. And you know what, maybe for this, maybe the next street, well, instead of crossing, how about we go down a side street, check it out. Yeah, so like I said, Hochelaga is definitely an interesting neighborhood. And that bus that's coming right now is the 85, which is rightfully called Hochelaga. And this is Bercy Street coming up. So what we'll do is we'll go down Bercy and first give you a shot of this 85 bus going. $31,000 series. Oh yeah, by the way, this weekend I went to the STM garage near Cremazy Metro, and they had an open house, and that was quite an incredible experience. Seeing behind the scenes how they repair the buses, getting a chance to check out some old GM new looks, some classics, and also got to see the new Flyer bus that's coming out next year, the electric bus, the 40,000 series. Yeah, how about we take an alleyway here? Might as well. Yeah. So, anyways, that was quite a little experience. That nice opportunity to see something that's not normally open to the public. And I wish they would have those open houses a little bit more often. Definitely would be, I think, something that would get people more interested in public transit. And what I would really like to see is eventually open up the Uville Metro repair shop to the public, to see the Metro cars getting repaired and stored and all that. Yeah, and one of the things I like about Hochelaga are these old style streetlights you see here. So we'll go down here. I'm not sure what street this is, but we'll go down it and then we'll take another side street. Again, just a little nighttime Hochelaga walk. And you can see Christmas lights are starting to appear. And I'm just waiting for the snow to come, and I'll be doing some Christmas light walking videos. Yeah, so kind of quiet actually right now around where I am. We'll cut through this park. And I was thinking maybe if we find another alleyway, cut through that and maybe head back onto Hochelaga Street. Interesting work of art. And Ontario Street is around here as well, by the way. If I'm not mistaken, it might be the next major street going east to west. Some more Christmas lights down there. I'm hearing something in the sky, like a very, very high altitude plane, but can't see it anywhere. Definitely hear it. Alright, so now we are coming up to another little street. Oh, there's a cat. Here's an old garage as well, an old shed-like garage. Alrighty, so now we're coming up to, not sure what street this is, but we'll take a turn on the right here. And it looks like this is the back side of these houses. Oh, there's that plane right up there. Oh, this is actually an alleyway, but they named it a street. La Tulipe. Oh, but we go down. Might as well. And by the way, that snowstorm that we had a couple of weeks ago, pretty much nothing left of it now. Little pieces of ice and snow here and there. But not like it was the first week or so. Which means we may have, unfortunately, another green Christmas this year. Because I checked the long-range forecast and really nothing in terms of significant snowfall expected. Alrighty, so we're on another street here. It looks like a kind of a main street. It's a little bit more well lit than the last one. So now we'll go back up to Hochelaga Street. Actually, why don't we make it a little more interesting? How about we take another street here? We'll continue walking westward, but change it up a bit. And looks like there's some kind of project being built here. And you know, whenever they put up these construction projects, they always have these posters that they put up. Promotional posters. Some of them are interesting, you know. So now we are on Rouen Street, Rouen. And we'll walk down here. There's another cat. Plenty of them on the streets tonight. So again, we're taking some side streets here, some alleyways, kind of mixing it up, you know. Makes it a little bit more interesting. There it is. And a couple of cats as well. Alrighty, so Ontario Street is the next one south of here. So how about we go down there? Might as well. Here's the d'Iberville. This is d'Iberville Street. And trying to decide which way to go here. Because I know there is a bus garage around here somewhere. And maybe I'll end my video there. We'll cut through this park and get to the next street. And then maybe then we'll go to Ontario. Again, just trying to mix it up with different streets, parks, laneways. Park Walter Stewart. And you can see they got the hockey rinks up now, the outdoor skating rinks, hockey rinks. Yeah, these are interesting parks. They're basically workout parks for if you want to do exercises and all that. They're outdoor gyms. And you got a ping pong table here, nice little concept. And there's an interesting thing. You can climb these poles here. Huh. There's a baseball diamond coming up. And there's no exit there, so I'm gonna have to continue walking this way. That plane up there, I think it's a Pilatus, it's called. Judging by the sound and the lights. And there's where your skating rink will go. I guess they haven't started to flood them yet because the temperatures aren't consistently aren't consistently below freezing yet. Is this church that I filmed a church fire last year in the winter? I think it is. I remember there was a fire at one of these churches, and I think this was it here. Oh yeah, it was this one. This was a church that caught fire, and I filmed it last year at some point. It was actually, where was it this year? It was definitely in winter. I remember it was in the winter time. But this is the back side of it. Not sure what street this is, but we're coming up to Ontario. So what are we, 20 minutes into the video now? Well, this is interesting. This church is abandoned, but for some reason there's some kind of light up there blinking on the window. Maybe they put security cameras up so people don't go in. Yeah, definitely a camera up there. And again, if we keep walking in this direction, I think we're eventually going to get to Frontenac. What is this street? Lavière Street. And the question is, do I want to go down here, or do I want to continue to get to Ontario? You know what? We'll go to Ontario. Why not? We'll keep going down here. I'm not sure what's in this industrial building. That's interesting. That light's red right there. Alrighty, so like I said, we're coming up to Ontario Street, which is, excuse me, like I said, that air, it's not really pleasant to breathe. Yeah, as I was saying, Ontario Street's one of the other main streets in Hochelaga, which is served by the 125 bus. Kind of reminds me of St. Henry, this section, and I think Hochelaga and St. Henry kind of share a lot in common, their history and also the architectural style of the buildings. Yeah, whatever this place is, looks pretty big. Some kind of factory. And before we get to Ontario Street, we are coming up to Dufresne Street. Another little side street. Dead end street. Nice blue color. A lot of murals in this part of town. Sounds pretty nice. And here we are, finally on Ontario Street. Oh man, whatever is in that place really doesn't smell pleasant. Or it could be this garbage can, that recycling, who knows. But yeah, here we are. There's another nice mural. It's like tiles or something. Yeah, glass tiles. Cool. Alright, so now we are on Ontario Street. This is another interesting street for different businesses and bars, dépanneurs. So as you can see, a little bit more lively, the street, than the ones we were just on. Mexican restaurant here. I should do a video, in the coming weeks on Ontario Street, just to walk around a bit. Just exclusively on this street, I mean. There's an old dépanneur. Alrighty, so we're now on Fulham Street, coming up here. And what's this bus going by there? Probably might be, I don't know if it's a 45, could be. Oh, actually, I think Frontenac Metro, we just passed it. Well, anyways, I'm going to wrap her up here. But I think the video is long enough. But I hope you all enjoyed this little walk, and more videos to come. Have a good night, everybody.